Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This was a recommended video, however, no name was left in the recommendation. But the title of the video that was recommended is The Big Lie About Germany. I honestly do not know what the hell is a big lie about Germany, but it's coming from my boy Nalf. So shout out to Nalf. If you guys have not seen this video, click that link in the pinned comment section or in the description of this video. You can go out there and check out that video from Nalf. And yeah, if you have any recommendation, you can also click a link in the description or the pinned comment section, and you can recommend videos likewise, and I'll check them out as soon as possible. Without further ado, let's go into this video, man.
Germany is famous for many different things. Its castles, beer, its beautiful towns and history, the fact that they used to be good at soccer, and of course, driving.
Driving? I never really thought about Germany when it came to driving. I don't think I've ever thought about any country when it comes to driving. Like, which is ironic because I'm a car guy. Like, I rocks with German cars. Don't get it twisted. But I never really thought of Germany as a driving country. Like, I get it, the Autobahn exists, but I've never really considered any country to be specifically driving. I know that Finland, though, I consider Finland to be a rally country because Finland is freaking amazing at rally. Outside of that, I don't really know much about driving culture in any country, to be honest. Like, where I'd be like, oh yeah, that's that. Like, America has a lot of car culture, but I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty rad. I never ever thought about that.
Germany's highway system, the Autobahn, is world famous for its stretches that have no speed limit.
Right.
And when people think of driving in Germany, especially on the Autobahn, they imagine freedom, the no speed limits, and exhilarating high-speed adventure. But I'm here to tell you, it's all a big lie. Last week, I drove from Schwäbisch Hall to Gelsenkirchen for the European League of Football Championship game weekend. The drive's about 330 kilometers or 205 miles.
Damn!
It's about 4 to 5 hours depending on traffic. I've done this type of drive so often in the States. It's just a little half-day drive. No big deal, right?
Take a plane!
Well, not in Germany. Driving in Germany is much different than driving in the States.
Why?
After a drive like that, you're going to feel way more agitated. You're going to feel way more stressed out. You're going to feel substantially more... After a drive like that, you're going to feel way more agitated. You're going to feel way more stressed out. You're going to feel substantially more exhausted for the same distance of a drive. And I am going to tell you why. I'll tell you right now, if you are driving on the German Autobahn, you better fuel up. You better get some caffeine in you. You got to be locked in. Hallo, ich hätte gerne einen großen Cappuccino, bitte. Dankeschön. Tschüss.
Dank!
First, let's...
I can't lie. I appreciate Nalf knowing the German. I mean, he's been in Germany for so long, so obviously, but it's beautiful to see when people embrace, you know, the culture of the new place they're at.
Let's talk about the sheer size of the road networks.
The United States is the largest highway system in the world with nearly 50,000 miles of highways.
In comparison, Germany's Autobahn system is much smaller. Obviously, it's a much smaller country. It's got about 8,000 miles of Autobahn. So there's way less traffic density in the United States. And speaking about that, the USA has a pretty low population density because of its size, about 94 people per square mile. In rural areas in the States, highways feel almost empty with lots of wide open space and chill roads. In Germany, on the other hand, it's much more densely populated. It's around 600 people per square mile. So there's way more density on German Autobahns, and the people are also driving a lot faster. In the U.S., speed limits on the highways usually range from 55 miles per hour to 75 miles per hour, depending on the area and the state. Some rural areas push it to 80 miles per hour, but that's actually pretty rare.
I never
on
seen
average,
that.
you'll find that most drivers are cruising about 65 to 70 miles per hour on the open highway. Now, let's compare that to Germany. The Autobahn is famous for the no speed limits that it has on certain stretches.
This is true. About 70% of Germany's highway system has no speed limit.
You're able to drive as fast as you want, as fast as you feel comfortable. And trust me, these German drivers take advantage of it. Many of them push speeds from...
I can't lie. I would tap into it. Like, if I'm driving something solid, obviously, I ain't gonna get up on there with some, like, lame-ass car and be trying to go 200. Like, if you know anything about car rotation, like, all them things going on with the drivetrain of that vehicle, you don't want to be driving too fast for too long with certain vehicles. But shit, I had me a little Lamborghini Aventador. Wait, hold on. Let me get a German car. Let's say the Porsche 911. You know what I'm saying? GT3 RS. Oh, God. Woo! Yeah, I'm getting in that thing. I'm going 250 or something. Like, 250. At least that, you know? But then I'm going to dumb it down because I don't think it's smart to just consistently drive super fast. If you get what I'm saying. I dumb it down probably by 130. Right, and then chop it up right back again. You know what I'm saying? You know what? This is a bucket list. This right here, once I get the opportunity where I'm able to actually drive on the Autobahn with a sensible car, like I just mentioned, the GT3 RS, that's not the car I have. I don't have that. I'm just saying in the future, hopefully I get that opportunity. I'm definitely doing this shit.
Able to drive as fast as you want, as fast as you feel comfortable. And trust me, these German drivers take advantage of it. Many of them push speeds from 100 to 120 to 130 miles per hour casually, and some go even faster.
Driving at these speeds requires an intense amount of focus, quick decision-making, and constant vigilance.
In the USA, cruising along at 65 miles per hour can feel pretty laid back, but on the Autobahn, there's really no room for just cruising and relaxing, both because of the amount of people on the road and the speeds. In addition to that, the lane discipline is also much more intense in Germany. In the USA, it's kind of common for drivers to stick whatever lane they're most comfortable in. You'll see people just hanging out in the left lane, the middle lane, the right lane. It's a little bit annoying, but it happens.
In the United States, it's a little bit more acceptable. I mean, it's still looked down upon, but not nearly as much as it is in Germany.
But in Germany, that is not how it works. You do not do that. You don't chill in the left lane. You don't chill in the middle lane. On the Autobahn, the left lane is strictly for passing. Once you're done passing, you move back to the middle lane or all the way to the right lane.
I mean, when you're driving on the Autobahn, you better be checking your rear view mirror every 2 or 3 seconds, because even if you can't see anyone behind you now, some BMW is going to be flying up at 200 kilometers per hour in 5 seconds. You better get out of the way. Do not linger in the left.
Yeah, I respect it, man. Just respect it and just follow the rules, you know. You just got to do what you got to do, you know. Like, speed is not the problem, right? It's the sudden stop, right? That's the problem. The collision is the problem. So as much as we can avoid the collision, why not speed? You know what I mean?
They're going to let you know if you're going too slow. Especially if they're BMW. They're going to flash their lights at you. But this constant lane switching and high-speed passing means that as a driver, you have to stay hyper aware of the surroundings, and that makes the driving experience much more intense.
Of course, the expectations for drivers in Germany are very intense.
The thing is, driving expectations in Germany can be more intense because it's way more intense to get your driver's license in Germany.
I mean, getting a driver's license in the United States is pretty casual compared to getting it in Germany. My mom taught me how to drive. I did a couple driving sessions with my mom, and then I went and took the test. It cost about $50, I think, and that's that. Then I got my driver's license. 16 years old.
The United States actually ranks as the 4th easiest country in the world to learn to drive in. But in Germany, it's a whole different story.
Getting a driver's license in Germany, it can cost you between
$2,000
$1,600 and $3,000, and the process includes...
Yep, my driver's license in Finland was about $2,000. Crazy. When I saw them numbers, I was like, Mama, who this is? It's crazy.
14 to 20 hours of actual classroom instruction, plus a ton of on-road practice with a professional driving instructor. So this is a much more rigorous process, and this means that German drivers are highly skilled and they follow the rules to the letter, and that raises the bar for everyone on the road. When you're on the road, there's an expectation that you're driving at the highest level, and there's no room for just chilling and no room for hesitation.
I actually think it's smart. I like the system in Germany that you can't get your driver's license until 18. I think driving is much more dangerous than having a beer. And in States, we've got a little bit backwards by letting 16-year-olds drive out on their own, but not being able to have a beer until you're 21. A little bit silly.
Now, it sounds all crazy and intense, but actually, despite this intensity, driving on the German Autobahn is substantially safer than driving on the United States highway system. Despite the density and the high speeds, Germany's roads are incredibly safe. The total road fatality rate in Germany is 2.7 deaths per 1 billion kilometers driven, compared to the US, which is 11.7 deaths per 1 billion kilometers driven.
And the results are similar if we simply go by deaths per capita, with the USA experiencing around 3 times more deaths per capita on the road.
Part of that is due to the high quality of the German road maintenance. Autobahn is...
I don't even think it's all about the road maintenance. I think it's really the fact that people are just all over the lanes. I think if the lanes were handled in a more strict manner, I think it would reduce accidents tremendously. I've seen so many times people are chopping up and going through, cutting through people, and that's why you have accidents, because you're doing this. Like, if I have a straight pass, the chances of an accident is dramatically reduced. But if I have to go like this, I'm in the... How do we drive again? We drive on the right side, right? So we drive on the right side, right? I'm in the right lane, you're in the left, and I gotta go, there's a guy in front of me and I'm trying to get past you and you, because both of y'all are driving like two slow people, and I'm like, that's gonna increase the chances of a collision, because you have to be maneuvering through, you know what I mean? So yeah.
Meticulously maintained with frequent repairs and upgrades.
Now, even though the maintenance and repairs provide high-quality roads, it also brings out a negative.
One of the things that's so stressful driving on the Autobahn is so often those huge stretches with construction. So yeah, we can talk about these free patches where you can drive as fast as you want, but so much of the Autobahn is under construction, and those portions are so stressful to drive on. Everything's condensed down. There's really a lot of cars right there. There's not much space. Very stressful to drive on those construction spots. Construction in Germany also takes forever. There are some patches on the Autobahn that I feel like have been under construction the entire time that I've been here.
I think also what adds to the stress of it all is kind of the stop and go aspect of it, the variation in the speed. Yeah, you can go as fast as you want on some parts, but because there's so much construction, also you go so fast and you come to basically a standstill. And this variation in speed, stop and go, is really, really stressful and exhausting.
I like to think of the German Autobahn like this.
Playing in a pickup basketball game with some guys at the gym, that's pretty chill, but it's not that high level. I'm not going to be so stressed out about that.
Right.
But playing in an NBA game with a bunch of professionals, well, that's going to be pretty stressful. But the overall level is way higher. It's much...
But you know what he's not mentioning? Think about this. He says playing with a bunch of guys doing a normal pickup basketball game compared to the NBA. But check me out. If I'm an NBA level player, I'm not going to be stressed out. But if you are not, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to be impressed. All of these things. And that's the difference between Germany and the United States. The driver's quality, right, is high standards in Germany compared to the United States. It's not a shame. It's not a knock at the United States. It's just a simple fact. Driving is way easier in Germany, and it's way easier to drive in the United States, if you get what I'm saying. So it's easier to get a license in the United States, harder to get a license in Germany, but it's easier to drive in Germany because everybody's at a higher level of driving efficiency and knowledge. They were taught better. That makes sense?
More quality. Playing in the pickup game, that's driving on the U.S. highway system. It's chill. It's low intensity. It's not going to stress you out or really push you. Driving on the Autobahn, that's playing in the NBA. It is professional. These are elite drivers, and it is much more intense. And you know what? It's going to stress you out, and it's going to make you a little bit exhausted.
Driving on the German Autobahn is not the big, exhilarating freedom that a lot of people make it out to be. In fact, oftentimes, it's a little bit too stressful for enjoyment.
All right, guys, I want to give a shout out again to the sponsor of today's video, CyberGo.
Nah, ain't gonna stress me out, right? But no, for me personally, Yo, the camera just ran out of storage. It was craziest thing ever, but I just wrapped the video up right here with the phone. But yeah, no, I think the German Autobahn is pretty cool, and I've said a lot about it in the video. It's simply because Germans are very much more equipped with that type of knowledge, and the skill set is very higher. So I personally think I would enjoy my time on the Autobahn, but before driving like a psycho, well, not a psycho, but before driving super fast, I definitely would advise anyone and myself to, drive calmly first. Get to know and get acquainted with it. Like I drive in Europe already, so I think it's quite easy. My first driver's license was in Europe, so I'm pretty much a European driver. Wink, wink. Right. So, yeah, I think it would be much easier for me. However, someone who is just directly coming from the U.S., who has driven many times in the United States, is probably going to be a little bit more complex, right? So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty amazing. Thank you guys for watching this video. Out of here. Peace.